Ah, Palm Springs. Mountains, palm trees, glitz and glamour. From Bob Hope to Frank Sinatra, mid-century modern to Mediterranean, Palm Springs has it all. But some of it needs help.
I'm Larry, and I'm gonna flip this house. Yeah! On this flip, I decided I needed a designer.
We really do have great chemistry, and that is half the battle in a project.
Now what we need is a contractor. Hey, let's see what's going on at the house.
Welcome home to Palm Springs, Partners in Design. It takes a team to make the ordinary extraordinary.
Hi, I'm Larry. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm excited to share with you this crazy adventure of mine. So I'm thinking about flipping this house. We'll see how that goes. I flipped a few houses before in the past. Then after the big crash of the real estate, I kind of got out of that for a while, and lately I've been feeling this itch to get back into it again. What I really like about flipping houses is how immediate it is. You find the house, you find the contractor, just all those pieces that you get to put together. You find a designer. You start planning it out, what you're going to do to it. You make sure that you're not overbuilding for the neighborhood. So I like the whole mystery of it. Am I going to be able to make money? What's going to happen? What are we going to find when we tear down walls? There's just so many moving pieces to it that I just really love it. So I'm excited to flip it. So once I decided to flip again, I met up with a great real estate agent. His name's Robert Downing with Robert Tracy Real Estate Group.
Larry!
Robert, how you doing?
Good!
Oh,
Today's
wow.
the day.
I cannot wait to get in here and start working on it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Is that my key?
This is them right here.
I love it. Thank you. And we went out and looked at, a few houses, and then Robert called me about this house. And the second I walked in, and I knew this was the house for me. I could just see it's an 18-year-old house, and it just needed some oomph. It needed to be refreshed, brought to the 21st century. So I can't wait to work on it.
I bet you are going to just knock it out of the park. I cannot wait to get this house back on the market. Remember, time is money.
When Robert and I first walked through the house, he had a definite budget in mind on what we should do in terms of refreshing the house, putting the pool in, putting new landscape in an outdoor kitchen. And so he said, Larry, this is your budget. Don't go over this. I know what this house is worth if you fix it up. I've worked in this neighborhood a lot. I've sold many houses in here. If you stick to this budget, you'll make a little bit of money.
I'll happily give you any guidance you need along the way.
Good, and I hear you have a good contractor, so I would like to get that recommendation from you as well.
Any recommendations you need, let me know.
The very first thing I want to do, find a designer. Interviewed a couple, did some internet searches, and I found Carol Adolph. When I met her, everything just fell into place. It's like all the puzzle pieces just went bing, and I couldn't wait to work with her. She's going to be joining me on this adventure, and we're going to design this house so that we can, flip it. Come on in.
Hey.
Oh my gosh, it's finally good to meet you.
Yeah, so
Come on
nice
in.
to meet you. Oh, wow.
So what do you think? What are your first impressions?
Well, I got to tell you, this house has great bones that I can see quickly. Even coming up the walk, I was like, okay, this will be great. And there was instant chemistry. And as I have said for 30 years, if there's no chemistry with your client, the project is going nowhere. So I was really excited about that. I was like, great, he and I are going to get along fabulous.
Let's start here in the living room.
All right.
So I'm just going to kind of tell you some of my ideas, and then, as a designer, I would love to get your input, obviously. I'd like to change out these windows, make them French doors. I'm thinking I would like to either flip this fireplace, or, because the master bedroom's on the other side,
Okay.
or put back-to-back ones.
Okay.
Obviously I want to paint. There's no lighting in this room, so I'd like to put lights in. Maybe just some can lights. Change the flooring, change the surround. And I kind of see this room as a transition between my company coming and the outdoors.
In the outdoors.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we're going to do that, let's talk about the big picture.
This is what I need. Yes.
I said, okay, that's a great idea. I agree. We should open it up, walk right out to the pool and the yard and the golf course. I said, but instead of doing French doors, which look lovely, but they mess up everybody's floor plan. They get in the way of the furniture, whether it's inside or out, whether they open out or they open in, they're a challenge. They just never. I said, let's do the same thing, except let's do it in a 16-foot slider. And he said, that's a great idea. So they'll look like French doors when we're done with them.
Oh, so they would open like this? Okay.
Exactly. But they look like French doors, but they don't interfere with any of the furniture inside or out.
That is a great idea, yeah, because, that makes sense. Furniture placement, I don't have to worry about it. So one of my first thoughts on, redesigning and refreshing this house is the flooring. The flooring it's kind of that dark Tuscan beige color. There's a checkerboard pattern in the entryway, and then there's a lot of carpeting. And the carpeting's 18 years old. So, and I'm not a personal fan. I mean, we live in the desert, so I think that we should have tile throughout. And then you can use throw rugs, area rugs, to bring color, texture into a room.
Regarding the flooring, we could do tile throughout, which I haven't seen the rest, but we will. We could do the large tiles that people are doing today, or also the great wood ones that we have today.
Okay, yeah, I've
they come in
definitely
different
seen that.
sizes and lengths. They come in different widths too. And they don't have to be dark, because in the desert the dark doesn't work right, because it shows all the dust.
Yeah.
But so we'll take a peek at that one.
Okay.
When we start talking about colors.
That sounds
and
good.
Like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what room would you like to look at now?
Let's go look at the kitchen.
Perfect.
All right. Hey, we'll be right back. Don't go away. We've got some tough decisions.
And then we went into the kitchen. Fabulous kitchen, great layout.
Do you want the wish list?
I do, because it's pretty big.
It's a really big room. Yeah, I like it. Walking through the kitchen the very first time, I think the layout it's okay. There's some things in there that definitely need to change. The doors are old-fashioned. They're actually kind of delaminating from the heat. Some of the cabinets, I don't know if you can tell, but the finish is starting to come off. I mean, it's like separating.
It's a thermofoil.
Oh, thermofoil, okay. I'd also like to replace the countertop, because the granite tiles are, kind of outdated a little bit. Just needs to be refreshed. New sink, new ovens, probably a new refrigerator, but I'm going to look to you to help me with that.
Okay.
It has the inset panels, I think it's a good one, but it's still 18 years old.
Right.
So.
That's what I was going to say. Everything today is more energy efficient. So a lot of times, most of my clients have opted to get all new appliances, only because they want energy efficient. In addition to the new look that they like.
Right. I definitely want to get rid of this high top bar. Yeah, I want it all one level because I need more prep space.
Exactly. I said, let's just bring the whole thing down to counter height, make it larger, and it'll end up being just such, I don't care how big or small your house is, everybody loves the kitchen. It's just where they all go. It's functional, it's for entertaining purposes, and like I said, prep work. So I take it you like to cook?
Well, I like it to look good.
Exactly. Or we bring in the chef. It's all
That's right.
Okay, people are doing a lot of quartz today.
Okay.
And there's beautiful quartz that, look like marble, because marble doesn't make sense, in my opinion, in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
It just doesn't. It's very sensitive, it requires lots of
It's like porous or something, right?
Yeah, it is. It's porous, it scratches, Yeah, that red glass of wine would be there for a while.
Oh, and I love red wine. So do my friends.
So that's easy to take it down and just do one big top. Yes, one big sink would be fabulous.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of these two little ones.
Right.
You can't put a pot in.
You can't put a pot in there.
Can't scrub anything, can't do anything.
Yep.
And then refacing these is easy.
Okay.
We can do a whole new door style. There's nothing wrong with the shell.
Okay.
It's fine. So this can be a whole new look. At first he thought he wanted to move this appliance and that appliance and let's put this over here and I said, wait. I know I told you to make your wish list, but every time you do that, I call it your might as well list. I says, and everybody ends up with a $20,000 or $30,000 might as well list at the end of the project. And that's a challenge. And what the might as well list is, once we start knocking things out, people go, while we're making a mess, we might as well. And that's how people get over budget. So after we talked about a few things, he agreed, yeah, you know what, you're right. Let's just kind of leave everything where it is. It's still going to look gorgeous because we are replacing everything.
With this flip, I wanted to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. My last flip, I made a couple of design choices that didn't appeal to the widest audience. And so one of the things about hiring Carol was I didn't want to make those mistakes this time. Because it's all going to be about the money.
Exactly, well, of course, and that's why, like I said, you have to rein you in.
Please do. Let's see what new ideas we're going to get today from Carol on design. Tell me about mixing patterns.
So, you know, after 30 years in this business, people ask the same things over and over again. And it's about color. People are afraid of color, which is a shame. And because you can do some great things with color. They're concerned about pattern blending. You know, are that too many patterns together? And here's the tip about pattern. Pattern is small, medium, large, so that they all complement each other. You can't put two large patterns together because they'll fight each other. The other thing too is, if you are going to do something that's relatively monochromatic, you need to do texture. So if you look at all these fabrics, the sofa's a different texture than these chairs are going to be, then this chair and ottoman are going to be. I like to do a lot of faux leather, and faux leather is great because it's consistent. Not too long ago, I delivered some real leather, you know, like bar stool type things, settled, and it's leather. It's a cow. It is what it is. It's not going to be perfect like faux leather. So pattern blending and texture are really, really key when you're putting things together. So what would be considered the small is the solid, of course, could be the small. These are actually kind of both mediums, but the reason they blend, this is like a vertical stripe, and that's a more, you know, geometric type thing. Pattern blending is really that simple. Unfortunately, people like to complicate it. They really do. And, you know, and I think it's the same thing. Pattern blending is in the same category as when people are afraid of color. And they really, really shouldn't be. Okay, so do you like the fireplace?
No.
Good.
It's just, you know, it's 18 years old. It needs to be refreshed.
Okay.
So obviously I don't like the gold, I don't like the wood handles, the gold and wood. This I've never done in any of my remodels. I've never updated a fireplace. So okay. I'm excited to hear your ideas.
Easy.
Oh,
because the good news is, this is all fake.
Good.
So we can just take that off, and we can even lop this off.
Okay.
Because we're going to tile.
Okay.
So we can do that. Yeah. What I have done with a lot of these gas fireplaces is turn them to fire and ice.
Oh, okay.
You know what that is, right?
So the sparkly glass?
The glass, exactly.
Oh.
And it comes in several different colors.
I love it.
Really, really pretty look.
Okay.
And it you know, makes it more up to date
right.
again.
Oh,
and then
like
we can do a couple of things. We could just do a simple surround.
Okay.
You know, out of the new nice glass tiles, the subway style, or we could just pick a beautiful, you know, absolute black granite is just a classic.
Okay.
It just goes. It's like, you know, that it's like
Can't
a black
wait to go
dress.
shopping with you.
It's like that little black dress. It's perfect. But anyhow, so we could do that too and make it that simple.
Okay.
Right? The other thing, you live on a golf course.
Yes.
And I can see barely how great your view is.
Yeah.
Shutters.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, I don't mind them in other areas of the house, but on the golf course, as you can see, it's taking down your light and it's obstructing your
I know,
view.
there's why I bought it. It's that view.
Exactly. I would like to take them off here.
Okay.
Just, it's going to change the whole feel of the room.
Right.
You know, bedrooms, it's fine.
Right, because you
great
want them dark.
privacy.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, you're looking at a wall.
Right. Hopefully a fireplace, but we'll see. My wish list.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think that does it for here. But like I said, we'll talk about your color scheme and the look and the feel. But I think we had chatted a little bit on the phone, and you had mentioned that you wanted to make it, you know, up to date, maybe modern, not super contemporary.
No, exactly.
Right, but just more today.
Yeah, just today.
Right.
All right. Here's the master.
Ooh, nice big room.
It's a good sized room, but again, it needs something.
It's some TLC.
Yeah.
Now, are you a fan of carpet in the bedroom?
No.
Good. Because I was just going to say.
So far, I've had all the right answers, I think.
I know, that's crazy. In my opinion, a $5,000, you know, gorgeous carpet, and you know, 90% of it's under the bed.
Correct.
So you can do a beautiful.
Oh, you're singing my language.
Well, no, it just makes sense. We talked about doing tile throughout, including the master bedroom and all the bedrooms. And the reason we did that is because a lot of people really don't like carpet today, in addition to the fact that most people are allergic to it. And it does create more dust, and we already have enough dust in the desert. And like today's a perfect example of how much dust we have, because it's very windy and dusty in the desert. So we do tile throughout, but in the bedrooms, what I always do, We don't have to buy a big expensive, you know, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 rug. We just get a really good looking tight cut pile carpet. We make it as large as we want, you know, starting out in front of the nightstands and coming out as far as we want on either side of the bed, and then same thing when we get to the front of the bed. And that really is all people need, and it goes with their decor depending on, you know, the color scheme and things like that.
I'm really excited to have Carol help me with that piece of it, because I know what I would choose, and I want to make sure, again, that I choose something that will appeal to, you know, a much broader buyer.
So we can add a few other lights, but the truth is, in your bedroom, if we have the little table over there with a lamp, and we have the additional lamps here, and depending on how we design the niches, I really don't think we're going to need to add any can lights.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't think so. I mean, we can address it again later.
Yeah, just as long as we can turn something on and lights come on.
Well, normally, yes. The trick is, one of these is connected to the switch.
Oh, okay.
And it's the one that's upside down.
I was going to say, that one's upside down. I bet it's this one.
Yeah,
because it's different than
that's right.
all the rest.
So the upside down one is the one that this goes on.
Okay.
So that's how you can walk into the room.
All right, sounds good.
It took me a long time to learn that. How funny is that?
That's why we hired you.
Alrighty.
All right.
So I noticed there's a master bath down the hall.
Yes, there is.
I bet you
Need
have
some
a big,
work.
I was just going to say, I bet you
have
have
a lot of ideas.
big wish list there. Of course, the master bedroom and bath is always major. So, yeah, we're gutting the master bathroom. But you know what? Everybody does. So, but again, it's not this huge master bathroom. It's bringing it up to date, making it more functional for him.
I think that I want to have a bathtub,
Okay.
but not this big, and I think I want to concentrate on the shower.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, and this is easy enough to do.
Okay.
We could keep this configuration, just changing it, of course, we'd end up putting in 36 high
Right.
inch, which is what everybody likes now. And again, we'd go to a nice quartz top, a more up-to-date cabinet, some new lighting.
Yep.
You know, and again, it's all gonna look different, new paint color. and it's
Consistent floor. Yep.
The other thing too with the shower, because we're gonna end up gutting it, you don't have to put this glass block here.
Good.
So what we could do is we could do a window, which I've done,
Mm-hmm.
or we don't.
All glass.
It can be clear. It could be like the rain glass,
Uh-huh.
just so it lets
Oh.
light in.
Never done that before.
Right, so that you don't feel like you're in a hole. So in other words, if I drywall the whole thing and it's all beautiful, don't get me wrong, you might feel like you're in a hole.
But the other nice thing is clear glass. Hello world.
Well, right.
Rain glass. You get a little more privacy,
You get more privacy, but you get
but you still get the light.
exactly.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
So and then of course they put the shutters up there.
Yeah. and
Really not. You don't really need them.
You don't need them up there.
I'd rather have the light coming in.
Right.
And that'll make the room brighter in here.
That would be good.
You know.
Yep.
Right now, this isn't actually a nice configuration because you know if there's two people.
Would you still
you'd
do
have
the drop down there for the mix?
No.
Would all
I
be
would
one?
make it all one,
Okay, good.
actually.
I like
Yeah.
that idea.
You
Uh-huh.
can also do the crisscross where you roll and put the towels. It looks like a
Okay.
spa. In other words, you can make it very spa.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Very
Yeah,
solid.
just more up to date.
Right.
Up to date. Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah. And I think that's
We've
it.
talked everything through in here.
I think so.
Hey Carol, should we tell them what's up next?
Now, let's let them.
So now we come into the dining room. It's a good space.
Yeah. It is. Sure. So, do you have any ideas?
There seems to be a lot of niches and openings. And
What I have done is I've filled them in, just drywall, put a beautiful piece of artwork over it.
Perfect.
It also gives you a great space to put like a sideboard or something.
Right.
And, you know, we talk about maybe the sideboard.
So would you close in this niche too, or would you just put something in it?
No, this is probably where I consider it there. I'd probably just do the sideboard in here with a piece of artwork over it. And again, I would just put a fabulous piece of artwork there.
Very cool.
There are rounded arches in the house, everywhere. And there was a major one, of course, when you walk into the living room. And we're trying to contemporize the house. Not make it super contemporary, but just bring it a little bit more up to date. So we're squaring everything off. Just squaring off the corners.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
We could do that. What I'd like to find out is,
I like that.
yeah, what I'd like to find out is if
Uh-huh.
we can open it up. I don't know. This might be load bearing though.
Oh, okay.
So I don't
All right.
know. The other thing that would be great in this room.
I like it. You get a little twinkle in your eyes when you're thinking of something. Okay.
You know the ideas they just come.
I like
Oh
it.
my gosh. But no, you know, because the ceiling is so high. You know what's fabulous in here? We could add those faux beams. It's not going to make it look rustic.
No. I love that idea.
It'll bring the ceiling down a little bit.
Yeah, because it's really tall.
Yeah.
It's the tallest room in the whole house.
It is compared to everything we've been in the street.
Yeah.
So they really add a lot to
I
it.
really like that idea.
Yeah. So that's great.
Yep, that's great. All right, Carol, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks. It was so great meeting you. It was
All right.
so fun. And we'll be in touch.
All right, take care. Thank you very much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
I am so glad that I selected Carol as the designer for this project. She's made things so easy. I love her ideas. Next week, so I'm bringing in several experts to help with pool design, landscape, and outdoor kitchens. Now you've met a few of my partners in design. How you doing?
Good.
Oh man, I'm excited.
Today.
I know it.
First words.
Decision.